Hi folks, I'm Dan Vitchoff at PA Hypnosis Center, and I'm here with Ross Ventrone. You know, people say he plays fearless. People say he plays like he's 6'9" and 300 pounds. And the fact of the matter is you are fearless when you're out there, regardless of your size. And can you talk a little bit about how your mental game has gotten you to that point?
Well, yeah, you know, I am a small guy, like, compared to the people that I go against, and I go out there with no fear. And I think what is, you know, the reason I can do that is because of the mental training and the mental toughness I have. I'm able to be focused and, you know, concentrate on the field more. And the physical aspect, everybody has that. You know, everybody goes in and has that, but I feel like the mental training has separated me.
Yeah, and talk about mentally tough. I mean, truth of the matter is there's 24,000 athletes that are playing football right now at any given time. Less than 1% actually even get drafted.
Yeah.
And not only did you get drafted, but you've been deactivated, drafted, and you had to stay mentally tough through all those ups and downs. Can you talk about that a bit?
Well, that's another thing. Like, I've been around a lot of people. I've been in, you know, I went to a couple different colleges. I transferred schools. I was small. I've been on 2 different teams now, up, down. And there's so many athletes out there that compete every day in practice, like unbelievable. And you're like, wow, this guy, you know, and then they get to the game and then they kind of tighten up. And I think it's that fear and that they're mentally weak. And for me, like, I almost feel like, yeah, I am how I am in practice, but nothing's going to change whenever I get to the game. If anything, I'm going to compete at a higher level, at the highest level, because I'm able to transfer everything mentally and sustain that through, you know, through mental toughness.
And we touched on the subject of, you know, we'll get phone calls here about, you know, my daughter's a gymnast and she goes out and she can do all these things, but whenever it's time for her to, then she gets nervous. Or my son, you know, he chokes when he gets on foul shots, or he gets out there and he gets a ball in his hand and he starts thinking too much. Can you talk about how the mental training gets you into that zone and lets you play fearless?
Yeah, well, I would say to those parents and those kids, you know, like, get out here so you could start training that mental aspect of your game, because when you're at that foul line, when you're on those bars, you know, as a gymnast, as a basketball player, football player, baseball, when you're in that batter's box, like, you're able to separate yourself and focus and concentrate, and it almost doesn't even feel like, you know, like there's any pressure, you know, right. The fear, everything has gone away, and you're able to just do what you love to do. And I love to play football, and through my mental toughness and my physical training and mental training, I feel like I'm able to do that at the level what I do.
Great, that's awesome. And you know, and so folks, what happens is there's 2 parts of our brain. One part of our brain will start thinking and it'll recognize all the things that can go wrong. And then this other part of the brain that you and I are talking about, when it takes over, everything slows down, we become stronger, faster, and become fearless. We call that the zone. And it doesn't matter if you're a golfer, the Olympic athletes that I work with, a football player, a place kicker, you know, it doesn't matter where you are on the field or what sport you're in. It's about being able to get into the zone. And the 33 method is what we're talking about. So the easiest way to get a hold of us is give us a call at 724-934-8446. And we can set up a consultation, sit down, and we'll talk to your athlete, and we'll talk about literally how we can do for you what Ross and I have been able to, and many other athletes have been able to achieve. Any last thoughts?
Get in here and get your session, because it's only going to help.
Thanks, Ross. Give us a call at the Pennsylvania Hypnosis Center, and we'll set you up with a free consultation, 724-934-8446.